Put a finger down if you are doing worse today than you were this time last year, whether it's financially, mentally, or even physically. Put a finger down if you know where you want to be in life, but one of the biggest things holding you back is that you honestly don't exactly know how to get there. Put a finger down if you are tired of accepting the bare minimum when it comes to your lifestyle and what you feel like you can give yourself. And put a finger down if another big thing holding you back is your fear of what your life will look like if you fail. If you start that business and you lose a whole bunch of money. If you move to another state and you hate it. If you try going to the gym and it doesn't work for you. Now, if you have less than 3 fingers up, I definitely think that you should watch this video, because in this video, I'm going to give you a few simple steps, a few simple things you can do in your life that literally can be life changing. So let's get straight into it. Now, the first one is going to be, think of your goals as if they are a set of lost keys. If you were to lose your keys before you leave the house, are you still going to leave the house? No, you will not leave the house until you find those keys. And you also will look anywhere and everywhere for those keys, even places that you know the keys are not. You will look under the bed. You will look in the freezer. You will look in the laundry basket, knowing that your keys should not be there. And that's actually not even the last place that you found them, but you're looking everywhere because you cannot leave the house without your keys. I want you to think about this when it comes to your goals. I think so many people quit on their goals because they cannot find their keys, i.e. their goals, on the kitchen counter. So for example, someone says something like, I want to make more money. And possibly before you did think about starting a business, but some time has went on and now you're kind of like, well, I don't know if I really want to do that business anymore. I don't know if I even like it. I don't even know if it's going to make any more money for me. Instead of saying, well, maybe I should go back and get my degree, or maybe I should go to trade school, or maybe I should learn a skill. Instead of you saying the keys are not where I thought I left them, you literally say, well, I guess I'm not going to find the keys and I guess I'm not going to leave the house. I want you to understand, you have to look in places and spaces for your goals that you would not look before, because that is the same thing you do when you find your keys. And in my opinion, that is what you need to do to find yourself. The prior version of yourself that knew where those keys were, you are not that person anymore. The prior version of yourself that told yourself, this is how we're going to lose the weight. This is how we're going to make the money. This is how we're going to... You're not that person. And instead of forcing yourself to only look on the kitchen counter, you're literally throwing stuff off the kitchen counter. Where are my keys? Where are my keys? They're not there. Why are you not looking at other places? And literally, why are you not sometimes looking in places where the keys may not be? Thinking about things that, you know what, this may or this may not work. I talk about it all the time, but this is really what helped me start working out in my fitness. I tried so many different things. So now I know what I like and what works for me and gets me close to my goals. And I equally know what I don't like, because if you cannot find your keys under the kitchen table, why do you only look under the kitchen table? You keep looking there. Maybe they're there. Maybe they're there. You look there 50 times. Look somewhere else. And so one of the small things I want you to do is start asking yourself, have you looked everywhere, even places that you possibly would not think they would be when it comes to your goals? And that could be making more money. That could be a fitness goal. That can just be anything that you want to do. Like, don't be so gung-ho on, oh, it has to be like this, because that's you forcing yourself to stay inside. That's you basically saying, you know what, I can't find my keys, and that's fine. And in my opinion, that's why a lot of people settle in life, because they do not find their goals where they think they should be. But another thing I want you to ask yourself is, if it should be there, wouldn't you have already found it? And then also I want you to understand, you have to literally look for your goals, and you have to literally attempt to go after them. You cannot just think, oh, maybe it's under the bed. Maybe it's on my counter in my room. Maybe it's on the bathroom sink. Just like you do, maybe I should start this business. Maybe I should start going to Pilates. Maybe I should start. You literally have to do that thing. Like, you literally have to go in that place and look for the keys so you can say they're not there. So you can say this thing does not work for me. You cannot think your way out of poverty. You cannot think your way to a healthy body. You cannot think your way into a better neighborhood, into better experiences. You have to literally go after things, do things, and find what works for you. But that is one small tip I will start giving people, is to essentially start thinking of your goals as if they are lost keys, the lost goals that you have for yourself. You need to find them. You cannot leave the house and if you don't find them. And what's gonna happen if you don't leave the house? You're gonna starve, you're gonna be bored. You need to leave the house, just like you need to go after those keys. Now, disclaimer, I did get the idea from TikTok, the whole premise for the whole keys thing. I saw somebody talking about it on TikTok. So if anybody does see that, yes, that is where I got it from. But I definitely feel like it's a great tip, and it's definitely something that I wanted to share because it's something I try to live by. Now, the next one is making sure you document the feeling that you get after accomplishing something that was once uncomfortable. So documenting means that you are writing it down, you are putting it in a voice note, basically something that can help you remember it and even go back to it. This is because during the moment of doing something uncomfortable, especially when it's something to get you where you want to be, the emotions that you have are heightened. Like when you wake up in the morning, you are so lethargic. You are so tired. When you try to wake up earlier, you literally can try to even wake up 20 minutes earlier, and your body will make you feel like you only got 2 hours of sleep. You try to go to the gym and you tell yourself, I'm going to the gym at this time. And it just feels like around the time you're supposed to go, your body just feels so tired, doesn't want to go. Your body's doing that on purpose because your body does not necessarily like uncomfortable feelings. But then at the same time too, your body isn't used to doing that thing. So it's going to constantly remind you of, well, we're tired and we should go back to sleep. Well, it's not that serious. We could do that thing later. Well, why do we have to go to the gym? Because your body does not remember. By the time we get to the bathroom, we brush our teeth, we're up. By the time we leave the gym after 45 minutes, we feel great. And your body does that on purpose. It does not remind you because it knows if it allows you to kind of remember that thing, you can use that thing as ammunition to do what you have to do. You could wake up in the morning and be like, all right, all I got to do is really get up and get to the bathroom. By the time I get to the bathroom and I'm brushing my teeth, I'm good. All I got to do is get myself at the gym because by the time I get to the gym, like I can do my workouts, I just got to get myself there. Your brain doesn't want you to do that. And so what you need to do is to help your brain consciously and subconsciously, after you do something uncomfortable, document it. One, to help your body remember, especially if you write it down, that definitely helps too. But literally to help you remember how you felt in that moment, but then also for something you could go back to. So even sometimes too, you could play it in the morning when you don't want to wake up. Hey, we just woke up. We feel great. I know we didn't really want to wake up, but like this is our second time in a row doing it. We accomplished so much. I just love this feeling. Like talk about how you're feeling in the moment. And this is very similar to, I don't know if you guys ever heard the quote of, you don't remember what people say to you all the time, but you remember how someone made you feel. Like there are certain people that you have certain emotions about, whether it's good or bad. And sometimes you don't remember every single thing they said to you. But when you see that person, you get a feeling about them. You don't remember they said this, they said that, they said that, they said this. But when you see them, you get this feeling of, oh my gosh, I haven't seen her in so long, a heartful, warm feeling. Or for some people, you get a, I'm about to go the other way. I hope that person don't see me. I don't even want to be around him. And that's sometimes what happens when you constantly only allow yourself to remember the bad things about doing something. And that's the only thing your brain's gonna remind you in the moment. We should go back to sleep. We're too tired. We are exhausted. We don't want to do it. We're gonna be there all day. It's gonna remind you of those things. And if you don't have something else to literally remind you in the moment of how that thing made you feel or something you mentally can go back to, you're going to always not want to do that thing because you're going to look at that thing as being bad. So that's definitely something I recommend to do. It's very simple, but try your best to document the feeling that you get after you do something that you didn't want to do, like something that was hard, something that was difficult, maybe it was a homework assignment, something, but just try your best to document that feeling so you can go back to it and it could be ammunition for you to do it next time. The next one is stop separating the design of a project from its engineering. I actually learned this from Elon Musk, funny enough, and this is because this is how he designs a lot of his businesses. A lot of times when people are designing businesses, they separate the people who design the project from the people that engineer the project when it comes to being like in an office building. The people who design the project are the people who make it look nice and make it look pretty. So if we're thinking about a car, when you see a car and you're like, oh, I really like that car. It looks so cute. It looks so nice. It has this and that. And I like the doors and the handles. Those are the people who design the project. The engineers are the people that make the car go. So the people that make the car faster, they build the engine, they build the exhaust. all those other things. A lot of times, most companies, for any project, whether it's building a car, whether it's building the next iPhone, they separate those two. Elon Musk said that's actually dysfunctional, and he actually puts them together because he's realized they have to be aware of what the other is doing to make sure that it goes well. If somebody thinks something on a car is pretty and nice, that's fine. But if that thing is not going to be able to help the car function, or if it's going to make the car go slower, it's going to mess up the engine, that can't be acceptable. If they're trying to build this really fast engine and it's really big and it makes this slim, nice car be clunky, that can't be acceptable. And so I want you to start thinking about that when it comes to your goals, because I think a lot of people are one or the other. They are either the project designers, or they're also the project engineers. And let me tell you the fault of both, because one probably sounds better than the other, but it's not. So the project designers are the people who, when it comes to their goals, you can imagine everything. Like, I want this car, I want this body, I want this thing, right? The look of it. The project engineers are essentially the people who actually do the work required to make that thing go. So the project engineers are the people who go to school and get the degrees. They go to the gym. They start the businesses. They do all these things. Now, first hearing it, a lot of people are probably like, well, I want to be an engineer. I want to be the person that engineers because they're the person that get the thing. I don't just want to be a dreamer. The fault with both is, as you can know with the dreamers, they probably never really get to their goals because they always just design the project. They're just designing. I want this, I want this, I want that. They never actually sit and say, how am I going to get this thing? The project with the engineers is that these people can sometimes just become achieveaholics. They're literally achieving things for merely achieving it. Like, they have all these degrees and they have all these accolades and they might even have the businesses and the money, but they're unhappy. From the outside looking in, they may seem happy because they're doing all these things, but a big reason why they're unhappy is because they actually never designed their life. They're just doing things for the sake of doing them. Maybe they're going to school to make their parents proud. Maybe they started this business because they dropped out of college and they think the only way people would respect them if they started a business. Maybe they are going to the gym so hard because they were bullied as a kid and they can't even eat a piece of cake without crying, without feeling bad, because it makes them remember when people used to bully them. So on the outside looking in, people can be like, oh my gosh, you achieve all these things, you do all these things. Whole time they feel like they're in a cage of accolades. They're just surrounding them and they're like, this is not the life that I want for myself. This is not the dream that I want for myself. I'm so unhappy, but they feel stuck because they've done so much. And so I want you to understand, with every goal you have to first figure out how you are designing this goal. What do you actually want to achieve? And then how is your way of getting there? Like I said with the first analogy, talking about the keys, there's different ways to do one thing, but you have to make sure that's the way you want to go about it. How do you want to make money? I don't care what you got a degree in. I don't care what you've been doing for the past 5-10 years. If that's not how you want to make money, you're going to build yourself a cage of accolades. I know everybody's saying go to the gym and do this and do that. Have you tried to do something else? If the gym's not working for you, have you tried Legree? Have you tried Pilates? Have you tried bar? Have you tried boxing? Have you tried swimming? Have you tried dance classes? Like, there's so many people that I've realized as I've gotten to different heights in my life that people would think they're so happy and they're not. But then there's also other individuals who I've met that are equally unhappy, but they're unhappy because they can't figure out how to become the engineers, and the engineers are unhappy because they can't figure out how to become the designers. And so I want you to think about that with every goal that you have in life, but I also want you to ask yourself, which one are you? Do you consider yourself to be a designer when it comes to your goals, or do you feel like you're more of an engineer? And whichever one you are, how can you incorporate the other aspect when it comes to accomplishing your goals and essentially doing your goals? The next one is stop using your phone outside to mask uncomfortable feelings. One thing that a lot of people do, let's say you're at an event and you're waiting on somebody to come, you just go on your phone. Let's say you're waiting in line at Chipotle and you're waiting for, you to be served next. You go on your phone. The reason why you do this, whether you realize it or not, is because you want to not experience that uncomfortable feeling, the feeling of just looking around, the feeling of wondering where that person is. These uncomfortable feelings you don't want to experience. So your phone allows you to essentially not experience those things. And so you go on your phone to pass time. And then before you know it, hey, your friend texts you that she's here. Before you know it, hey, you're next in line to eat. The problem that this does for your brain is it tells your brain you should not experience uncomfortable things. And anytime something is uncomfortable for you, brain, I'm going to do the best I can to make this thing comfortable for you. But if we're being honest, we both know that anything that you want to achieve in life, you have to get out of your comfort zone for, right? You can't be stuck in your comfort zone. And so I think that's a big thing people have to stop doing. Like when you're outside, especially, and you're experiencing comfortable feelings and uncomfortable things, do not go on your phone. I've literally seen people, even arguments, go on their phone. And I can only imagine they're doing that, not even sometimes to be disrespectful, even though I think that is a little bit. It's because that argument, that banter is uncomfortable for them and they're going to their safety blanket, which is their phone. But like I said, this causes your brain to think it shouldn't experience uncomfortable feelings, and kind of going back to one of the things that I said before, as far as your brain making things sometimes seem a lot worse, it makes that waking up seem worse. It makes that going to the gym seem worse than it really is, because it's like, it's uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable. And we never ever allow ourselves to experience uncomfort. But another part two of this I think will help a lot of people is nowadays a lot of people say things like they are socially awkward, they have social anxiety. And though I'm not trying to diminish any feelings that people have about that, I want you to understand, just because you have something doesn't mean you have to experience all of the symptoms for something. So I've said before that I'm anemic. Now that I am more on my iron pills, now that I am more so, worrying about my hemoglobin and so many other things, I don't experience the symptom as much. Now on paper, I still technically am anemic, but I don't get the cold flashes anymore. I'm not as lightheaded anymore, even though I have that thing. And so I want you to understand, just because you might have social anxiety, just because you might be a little socially awkward, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's an excuse for you to be on your phone. And I honestly want you to understand that makes it worse, because if you are already socially awkward, you already have social anxiety, all you're doing is telling yourself, I don't have to work on this muscle. I don't have to help this thing. And so that's one thing I want people to stop doing. Like, stop using your phone when you are outside. Try your best not to. During uncomfortable feelings, uncomfortable moments, stop going on your phone. Another one is, especially during your lock-in moments, and you're like, I really need to get off my phone, I really need to lock in, moving your social media apps to a different device. I'm not telling you to completely get rid of them. For some people, going cold turkey is not beneficial. Move them to a different device. And this is often a question that a lot of people ask me, especially when it comes to content creators. And they're like, but I want to be a content creator. And like, I know social media is not good for me and I want to get off social media, but I don't know how to because I need it. Put it on a different device. If you can put it on a Kindle, iPad, even on your laptop, so that first and foremost, it makes it harder for you to doom scroll. But then also at the same time too, you can't even do it during certain times. Like, you can't even randomly scroll on social media. You can't even randomly do these things because you don't even have that device with you. And I think this one seems so small, but I think this can be so life-changing because we don't understand how much time and how much energy we spend on social media. Like, if you go into your settings and track, and they can show you itemized individually how much time you spend on each app. If you calculate that times a week, if you calculate that times 4 weeks in a month, you calculate that times 12, all them hours that you spent in a year, you could have started that business. You could have gotten your body together. You could have did all these things. And I get it. It's hard. We're so used to being on our phones, especially if it's just on our face. It's just the reflex. So literally make it hard for it to be a reflex. I want you to put them on a different app. So you can only use them when you're at home. You can only use them when you're, in a certain place in a space. Now, the caveat with that is you can't bring that other device with you everywhere, because that's what some people do. You have your iPad in your back pocket, like girl, that negates the whole point of the thing. Okay? So that's a small thing you can do, is move them to a different app, or move the apps to a different device. And the next one, which is essentially kind of a bonus one, join a group. Sometimes it's hard to keep yourself accountable, and sometimes it feels daunting doing things by yourself. And though I think I will make a video about an isolation era, because I do think isolation sometimes is necessary depending on what you are trying to do and what's the environment that you're around. But I think also it is always a benefit to have a community. Like, since the dawn of time, we literally have been in communities. It's actually a very new thing for us to be as divided as we are and be as isolated as we constantly are. And so I think a lot of people would benefit from having people around them that are also going to their goals, whether it's the same goals as you, whether it's different, or essentially even if you're able to see people going towards their goal and see like, wait, other people struggle, wait, other people fall off the horse, wait, because sometimes it feels like it's us, it's something wrong with us and I just can't do it and it's so hard for me. And it's like, girl, no, it's hard for me. Oh, no, it's hard for me too. Oh, no, it's hard for me too. And you're like, wait, I'm human? And then it just creates a whole community and environment. And that's when people can help people and just so much more. So I have finally created my group chat for my 90-day goal lock-in. Now, I know a lot of people have been asking me and I finally have created it. If you're not familiar with this challenge, this is where in 90 days we lock into our goals and essentially complete the goals that we want to help set us up for 2026. Now, if you want to make sure that you complete this 90-day challenge before or on January 1st, or by January 1st, I should say, you should sign up between September 25th and between October 3rd. In between that time, that 90 days, that is when you will complete it by January 1st. Now, the group chat that I have created is to help you first and foremost get a community with other people that are going through what you're going through. There's a place to post your progress. There's a place to just kind of vent, if you will, about what you're going through, get to connect with other people. And then on a weekly basis, we'll kind of just have check-ins. So you can see how consistent have I been and kind of have a tracker. And we're also going to have points involved. So you can calculate how many points that you have, how consistent you have been. And I think that also helps people get a little bit more of an edge, kind of feeling like, dang, I'm trying to keep up my points. I want to stay in the first tier or the second tier, where I want to keep my ranking and different things like that. I wanted to gamify it to make it just a little bit fun, a little bit competitive, but it's all for you and your goals. So if you want to join that, please go below. It will be in the description, and it also will be probably in the caption. I'll probably put that like somewhere in like the caption notes or something like that as well. So there's that. Now, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos and you're like, what's your 90-day challenge? What's going on? I want to join this thing. I want to lock in the last 90 days. I have an entire playlist talking about it. We are currently going into phase 1. So if you're kind of late on the journey, these are the 2 things I recommend you to do. And I will link both of these videos as well. The first video I probably will want you to watch is the 7-day lock-in. So this is essentially kind of trying to tell you how to kind of do your preseason in 7 days. So for the past month, we've been in a preseason, giving you tips and tricks on what to do. I tried to condense that into what to do day by day for 7 days. I definitely recommend for you to watch the intro video, and then I would recommend for you to watch the phase 1 video of essentially what to do for the first 4 weeks and figure out how you're going to input your goals in there. But of course, I have a video teaching you how to break down your goals, the psychology of starting over, and so much stuff. So I definitely will have that linked in a playlist, which you guys can see. I think it's called the Lock in 90 playlist, and that has everything there that you can find. So definitely make sure you join that. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you are a part of the 90-day challenge, please comment below 90, because I want people to see that we are creating an amazing community. I want people to see that they're not alone. And also, if you are not part of the challenge, but you're like, I want to join the challenge and I want to be serious about my goals, comment below 90 as well, because that is just your confirmation to you that, hey, we're being serious about this thing and we ain't no longer waiting and we about to do this thing now. So thank you guys. I keep saying it again and again and again, but I really appreciate y'all. Of course, please, please, please do not forget to follow. Please don't forget to like. And if you found this video to be helpful for you in any way, please know that you also can share it with anyone. So thank y'all and have a great one.